Women start missing you the most when they psychology facts, and 95% of high-value men ignore. Absence sharpens love, presence strengthens it. This quote perfectly captures the essence of today's discussion. Have you ever noticed that sometimes the less attention you give, the more they seem to miss you? In this video, we'll dive deep into the fascinating psychology behind why women start missing you, especially when you least expect it. We'll uncover the triggers that spark those feelings of longing and attachment, and why 95% of high-value men naturally navigate these dynamics with ease. As we explore these intriguing psychological facts, think about how you can apply these insights to your own life for personal growth and deeper connections. Don't forget to drop your thoughts in the comments below. When do you think women start missing you the most? Let's explore this together. 1. She realizes her mistakes. When a woman starts to miss you the most, it often stems from a period of deep self-reflection, a powerful yet often underestimated psychological process. It's in these quiet moments of introspection that she begins to unravel her past actions and decisions, coming to terms with how they contributed to the growing distance between you. This realization can dawn slowly, like a sunrise revealing shadows, or strike suddenly, like lightning illuminating a dark sky. In either case, the effect is profound. She starts to see the ways she may have taken your presence for granted, how she might have misread your intentions, or perhaps how she failed to cherish the unique qualities that set you apart. This newfound clarity, often brought on by the undeniable perspective of hindsight, intensifies her feelings of regret and longing, making your absence feel more pronounced. This phase of reflection is not just about regret. It's about growth and transformation. Marcus Aurelius, one of the great Stoic philosophers, once said, "The best revenge is not to be like your enemy." In this context, the enemy is not another person, but her own past mistakes. She begins to understand that her growth lies not in dwelling on what has passed, but in learning from it and recognizing the value of what she lost. For high-value men, this is a crucial point. It's about recognizing that sometimes the most powerful action you can take is no action at all, remaining calm, composed, and undisturbed by the chaos of others' emotions. This aligns with the core Stoic principle of focusing on what you can control: your actions, your responses, and your state of mind, and letting go of what you cannot. In modern life, this dynamic plays out in countless ways. Whether it's in relationships or professional settings, people often realize what they had only after it's gone. A high-value man understands this deeply. He knows the importance of maintaining his value and not rushing to fill the void someone else created. Instead, he gives the space for self-reflection to do its work. This doesn't mean playing games or manipulating emotions. It's about maintaining integrity and understanding that genuine connections and respect are built on a foundation of mutual recognition and growth. As you navigate your interactions, remember this: sometimes the best thing you can do is step back and let others come to terms with their own actions. Stoicism teaches us to maintain our calm in the face of others' turmoil and to see the bigger picture. This is a life lesson that transcends time, whether you're dealing with a personal relationship or navigating the challenges of the modern world. It's crucial to remember the value of patience and self-control. These are the qualities that set you apart as a high-value individual, someone who understands the deeper currents of human behavior and knows when to stand firm. As Epictetus once wisely noted, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." This is the essence of Stoic life lessons, focusing on your inner strength, your ability to remain composed, and allowing the world around you to adjust to your unwavering stance. So, embrace the calm, hold your ground, and let others realize what they had when you were there. In doing so, you not only command respect, but also elevate yourself above the emotional fray, embodying what it truly means to live a Stoic life. And if you've resonated with this message, drop a comment below or simply type "Be hard to get" to let us know your thoughts. Your feedback is the fuel that drives us to bring you more insights into the Stoic mindset. 2. She feels unseen. When a woman begins to feel unseen, it's as if a quiet storm brews within her, stirring feelings she may not have expected. In the relentless pace of modern life, attention can become something we take for granted until it vanishes. It's only in its absence that the true worth of being genuinely noticed comes to light. Imagine a moment when she achieves something significant, and there's no one around to share that joy, no one to celebrate it in the way you used to. Or think of a tough day she has, and suddenly she realizes how much she misses the comfort of your understanding gaze, the way you could sense her mood and offer solace without her even needing to speak. This stark contrast between feeling seen and suddenly becoming invisible can evoke a deep sense of longing. It's a void left by your absence, a space once filled with your focused interest and genuine attention, making her acutely aware of just how much your presence meant. In a world flooded with superficial interactions and fleeting connections, the memory of someone who truly saw her, who understood her in a way others did not, becomes a beacon of what was lost. This isn't just about missing a person, it's about missing a rare form of recognition and understanding that many crave, but few ever receive. Your attentiveness, once a given, now stands out in sharp relief against the background of a noisy, indifferent world. Consider the story of Jane, a successful professional who was always surrounded by people. Yet, after a breakup, she found herself feeling unexpectedly lonely. It wasn't the lack of company that struck her, it was the absence of someone who truly knew her, who celebrated her wins with a quiet smile or comforted her on difficult days without any words. Jane realized that amidst her busy life, it was the moments when she felt truly seen and understood that she missed the most. It was a subtle but profound realization that sparked a yearning she hadn't anticipated. Ask yourself, have you ever felt this kind of void in someone's absence? Have you ever been so used to a certain kind of attention that its sudden disappearance made you realize just how significant it was? When you truly see someone offering your undivided attention, you create a unique bond that leaves a lasting impact. This is why high-value men, who often understand the power of presence and attentiveness, might choose to step back and observe how their absence affects others. They know that in doing so, they create a space for deeper reflection and a profound sense of appreciation. So, what's the lesson here? The feeling of being unseen is a powerful force that can make someone realize just how much they miss a meaningful connection. It's not just about physical presence, but about the deeper emotional and psychological impact one person can have on another. If you ever find yourself in a similar situation, reflect on the moments that matter, the times when you felt truly understood, and consider how you can cultivate those connections in your own life. Remember, in the practice of Stoic happiness and Stoicism today, recognizing and valuing genuine human connection is vital. It's not about the quantity of attention we receive, but the quality of those moments when we feel genuinely seen. How can you be that presence for someone today? And how can you cherish those who offer you that rare, focused attention? The choice, as always, is yours to make. If you find these insights helpful, don't hesitate to like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments below. Let's continue to explore the profound influence of Stoicism together. 3. She experiences loneliness. When a woman starts to feel lonely, it's like a magnifying glass that focuses her thoughts on the memories of when she felt truly understood and connected. Loneliness isn't just about being physically alone. It's that deep, internal feeling of being unseen or misunderstood, even in a crowded room. High-value men, those who practice the Stoic mindset, understand this well. They know that sometimes distance and silence can speak louder than words. When she's alone, on a quiet evening, or surrounded by friends who don't quite get her, her mind will naturally drift to times when she feels genuinely connected to someone like you. This sense of loneliness can strike unexpectedly, maybe when she's scrolling through her phone late at night, or when she's out at an event, but feels emotionally detached from everyone around her. In those moments, she might miss the comfort of shared inside jokes, the warmth of unspoken understanding, or the feeling of being seen and accepted for who she truly is. This is where the Stoic mindset comes into play. A Stoic, much like a high-value man, understands the importance of being the calm within the storm, the anchor in someone's life. As the philosopher Epictetus once said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." High-value men don't chase. They know their worth and maintain their composure. They understand that sometimes the best way to be missed is to give space, to allow the other person to realize what they had. The contrast between her present loneliness and the emotional fulfillment she once experienced can amplify her feelings of missing you. This is not about being there all the time. It's about the quality of the connection when you were, the unique bond you shared, those meaningful conversations, the laughter. The moments of silent understanding becomes a stark contrast to her current reality. It's this contrast that makes her realize what she's missing and why she begins to feel your absence more deeply. Have you ever noticed how the absence of something can often make us appreciate its presence even more? This is a psychological fact. We often don't value what we have until it's gone, and this realization usually hits hardest when one is alone, reflecting on what was. The idea of out of sight, out of mind doesn't always hold true. In fact, the absence can make the heart grow fonder, especially when the memories of what once was are filled with genuine connection and understanding. By embracing a Stoic mindset, you align with the principles of high-value men who understand that being patient, composed, and self-assured can often lead to a deeper, more meaningful longing from the other side. You become a mirror for her introspection, a quiet reminder of what was real and valuable. The question then arises, are you providing that sense of irreplaceable presence, or are you merely filling a void? This is a crucial distinction that defines a high-value man. So, when she starts to feel lonely and begins missing you, it's not just about missing a person. It's about missing the feeling, the experience, the emotional security that you provided. High-value men know that they don't need to constantly remind someone of their value. Their actions, presence, and demeanor speak for them. How can you embody these principles more in your own life? How can you ensure that when someone thinks of you, they think of strength, understanding, and an irreplaceable connection? This is the essence of a Stoic mindset, and it's what separates the ordinary from the extraordinary. Remember, the key to being truly missed is to be truly unforgettable. Comment, "I agree" if you resonate with this perspective, or "I don't think so" if you have a different opinion. 4. She hears about your success. When a woman hears about your recent achievements from a distance, it often stirs a deep, complex mix of emotions within her, a potent blend of pride, nostalgia, and a subtle ache of longing. This happens when she learns that you've just clinched that promotion, smashed a personal milestone, or overcome a daunting challenge. These moments of your success, which she now watches from afar, can trigger a wave of memories of times when she was not just a spectator, but an active part of your inner circle, your support system, the one who cheered you on. It's in these moments that the reality of your absence in her life hits hard. She remembers how you used to share your dreams, fears, and aspirations with her, making her feel intimately involved in your journey. But now, that connection is lost, and she finds herself outside the perimeter of your personal victories, no longer privy to the exciting chapters of your life. This can create a sense of emotional void, highlighting the gap that your absence has left behind. Shared experiences, especially those involving personal growth and triumph, are powerful in creating and cementing emotional bonds. When a woman misses out on these pivotal moments, it's not just the person she misses, it's the role she once played in your life, the part she had in your narrative of success and overcoming. Celebrating achievements together often strengthens the fabric of a relationship, weaving memories that both partners cherish. Without these shared moments of joy and celebration, the gap widens, and the sense of loss becomes more pronounced. This is why high-value men often notice that women begin to miss them more deeply when they hear about their successes from a distance. The Stoics teach us that true power comes not from controlling others, but from controlling ourselves. As Epictetus once said, "Wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants." This philosophy applies here. A high-value man does not crave validation from others, especially not from someone who left. Instead, he remains focused on his own growth and path, knowing that his value is intrinsic and does not depend on external approval. For those navigating the highs and lows of modern relationships, this psychological insight offers a valuable lesson. Focus on your journey, your growth, and your achievements. Let go of the need to constantly seek acknowledgement or approval from those who are no longer in your life. When a woman sees you thriving without her, the natural human tendency to reflect on what could have been takes over. But remember, your worth is not tied to someone else's realization of what they've lost. As you continue to succeed, understand that your progress speaks louder than any words ever could. This is the essence of living a Stoic life, understanding that your happiness and fulfillment come from within, from mastering your own mind and emotions, not from external circumstances or people's reactions to your success. So, keep moving forward, embracing the journey with resilience and grace. Remember, your path is yours alone, and the right people will celebrate your successes with you, not from a distance. 5. She experiences holidays or special occasions. When it comes to understanding when a woman starts missing you the most, holidays and special occasions are prime moments. Think about it. These are the times in our lives that often serve as emotional landmarks, filled with traditions, memories, and moments that have been shared with loved ones. When a woman experiences these moments without you, it can create a powerful sense of longing and nostalgia. It's not just about the big holidays like Christmas or Thanksgiving, or personal milestones like birthdays and anniversaries. It's about those smaller, yet equally significant moments that were made special because of your presence. The little traditions you built together, the unique ways you celebrated, and the comfort of simply having you by her side, all these memories can come flooding back, creating a void that even the presence of others cannot fill. Imagine her standing at a New Year's Eve party, surrounded by friends and laughter, yet feeling an unmistakable emptiness because you're not there to share a toast at midnight like you used to. Or think of her at a family gathering, where every smile and every laugh is shadowed by the thought of how much brighter the room felt when you were part of it. Even in the most joyous moments, your absence can feel like a heavy weight. This is the power of special occasions. They not only mark time, but also prompt deep reflection on the relationships that have shaped our lives. During these reflective moments, she might realize just how much your presence meant to her, how you were the one who brought a unique kind of joy and comfort to her life. This realization often leads to a profound sense of missing you, a longing that is difficult to shake off. You see, it's not just about missing someone's physical presence. It's about missing the emotional connection, the shared experiences, and the sense of belonging that you brought into her life. And this is where the contrast becomes most stark between what was and what is now. So, why do 95% of high-value men choose to ignore these moments of nostalgia? It's because they understand a crucial Stoic principle. You cannot control how others feel or the timing of their emotions. These men know that their value does not decrease simply because someone misses them. Instead, they focus on their own growth, happiness, and purpose, what we might call Stoic happiness. This isn't about being cold or indifferent. It's about understanding that your self-worth isn't dependent on someone else's longing or desire. Think about this. Have you ever found yourself reflecting on a past relationship during a special occasion? How did that make you feel? And more importantly, how did you choose to respond to those feelings? The lesson here is profound understanding your value and maintaining your composure, even when someone else is caught in a wave of emotion, is a true testament to Stoicism today. High-value men recognize that their presence is a gift, not a given, and they don't need to rush back into someone's life just because they are missed. In the end, the real message is about self-awareness and emotional intelligence. Recognizing that your absence can create a powerful void is one thing, but knowing that your worth is not tied to filling that void is another. High-value men choose to focus on what they can control, their own actions, their own growth, and their own journey. They leave the rest, how others feel about them, and go to the natural course of life. This is where true Stoic happiness lies, in the balance between caring deeply and not being consumed by what is beyond your control. So, next time you find yourself missing someone or realize someone might be missing you, ask yourself, am I living according to my values and principles, or am I letting someone else's emotions dictate my worth? This is the essence of Stoicism today, and the path to a more fulfilled and centered life. If you find these insights helpful, don't hesitate to like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments below. Let's continue to explore the profound influence of Stoicism together. 6. She faces emotional struggles. When life presents its inevitable challenges, it often leads us to reflect on those who have been our pillars of emotional support. For many women, this reflection becomes particularly poignant when they face emotional struggles alone. It's during these difficult moments that she begins to truly miss you, not just because of what you did, but because of how you made her feel. The absence of your support becomes a void that's hard to ignore, especially if you were the kind of person who could listen without judgment, offer thoughtful advice, or simply be a calming presence. Remember, it's not always about fixing problems. Sometimes it's about being the person who can provide a sense of stability and comfort in the midst of chaos. As Marcus Aurelius once said, the soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts. This speaks to how deeply we internalize those who bring us peace and clarity. When she faces life storms without you, the contrast between her current solitude and the memories of your unwavering support can feel stark and overwhelming. Perhaps you had a unique way of bringing perspective to a problem or used humor to lighten the darkest situations. These qualities aren't just endearing, they become irreplaceable when she's navigating tough times. It's not about missing someone to lean on, it's about longing for that particular strength and kindness that you brought into her life. This is where the Stoic mindset comes into play for high-value men. Understanding that emotional support isn't about dependence, but about creating a foundation of trust and connection that is deeply missed when it's gone. Emotional challenges have a way of making us vulnerable and introspective, leading us to reevaluate the importance of the relationships we once took for granted. It's in these moments of reflection that she may come to realize just how much your presence, your energy, and your unique way of seeing the world added to her life. As Epictetus noted, "It is not what happens to you, but how you react to it, that matters." This insight is crucial because it speaks to the power of emotional resilience, a trait that high-value men cultivate and offer in their relationships, making their absence even more profoundly felt when they are no longer there. Now, consider this. What does it say about the connections we make when they continue to affect us long after they're gone? How does the Stoic mindset help us understand and navigate these emotional currents? This reflection is vital, not just for understanding her feelings, but for recognizing the value of being a source of strength and stability in someone's life. By adopting a Stoic mindset, you recognize the power of your actions and presence, not just in moments of joy, but in times of hardship as well. The impact of your support becomes a lasting imprint on her heart, reminding her of the peace and clarity you once brought into her life. How can you use this understanding to enhance your current and future relationships, to ensure that your presence is not just felt, but deeply appreciated? This is the essence of what it means to win Stoic and embody the qualities of high-value men, being the person whose absence is profoundly felt and whose presence is even more profoundly valued. 7. She sees happy couples. When a woman sees happy couples around her, those moments when she catches a glimpse of a pair laughing over a cup of coffee, walking hand in hand through a park, or sharing a sweet, tender exchange, it often triggers a wave of emotions and memories. This simple act of witnessing others in love can serve as a powerful reminder of the bond and companionship she once shared with you. These visual cues, seemingly insignificant to an outsider, can evoke a profound sense of nostalgia. She might find herself transported back to those days when similar moments with you were an integral part of her life, those playful exchanges, the shared jokes that only the two of you found funny, the comforting touches, and the feeling of being in sync with someone while navigating the ups and downs of life together. The Stoic philosopher Epictetus once said, "It is not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." This quote perfectly encapsulates the human experience of longing and nostalgia. It's not just about seeing happy couples. It's about how those sights make her reflect on her own life, her choices, and the void left by your absence. When she sees others enjoying the companionship she once took for granted, the stark contrast between her current solitude and their visible displays of affection can make your absence feel even more palpable and painful. This isn't merely about missing the grand gestures or the romantic dates. It's about longing for the small, everyday moments, the comforting presence of someone who understands her quirks, the shared laughter, and the warmth of simply being together. These emotions are not uncommon. In fact, they are a natural part of the human condition and are often intensified in moments of solitude or self-reflection. The mind tends to focus on what's missing, and for her, that missing piece might very well be the companionship she once had with you. This is why many high-value men, grounded in the principles of Stoicism, choose to maintain their sense of self and purpose, even in the absence of a partner. They understand that true contentment and happiness come from within, not from external validation or the presence of another person. In a modern context, it's easy to get caught up in the desire to rekindle old flames or to feel validated by someone else's longing. However, the Stoic approach advises us to focus on our inner resilience and strength. If you find yourself in a situation where you're the one being missed, it's important to remember that the power of absence can be just as potent as presence. By living a life of purpose, staying true to your values, and not succumbing to the whims of nostalgia, you embody what is Stoicism, a mindset that values self-control, wisdom, and inner peace. High-value men know this. They understand that their worth is not defined by someone else's longing or desire, but by their own sense of self and direction. So, while she may see happy couples and feel that pang of missing what she once had with you, your focus should remain on your path, your growth, and the Stoic life lessons that guide you toward becoming the best version of yourself. 8. She faces social events alone. When she steps into a social event alone, it's like walking into a room full of echoes, where the walls are filled with memories of the times you attended together. She might be surrounded by familiar faces, yet feel an unmistakable emptiness, the kind that only appears when a significant presence is missing. You see, when a woman finds herself at these gatherings, whether it's a casual brunch with friends or a formal dinner party, your absence isn't just about missing a plus one. It's about missing the comfort and confidence your presence once provided. She might remember how you had this knack for lighting up the room with your stories, or your ability to ease her social anxiety with a simple touch or reassuring glance. These memories highlight a stark contrast between the ease she felt when you were there and the awkwardness or discomfort she now faces alone. This emotional gap often deepens as she navigates these events without you. It's not just about the company. It's about the unique role you played in her social life, the way you could steer a conversation when it hit a lull, or the way your calm demeanor could make her feel secure amidst the chaos of a crowded room. When she finds herself missing these subtle yet impactful contributions, she begins to realize just how much your presence shaped her experiences. And as she stands alone, she might find that even a fun night out feels slightly hollow, without the familiar banter or shared glances across the room. These moments are no longer about creating new memories. Instead, they are reminders of what used to be, making your absence even more pronounced. Think about it this way. Social events are like canvases where shared experiences paint vivid memories. When one of the painters is missing, the canvas seems incomplete, almost lacking its intended vibrancy. This is where psychology kicks in. She might start to miss not just you, but the way you made her feel, the unique way you contributed to the social fabric of her life. The absence of those shared smiles or inside jokes suddenly makes the event feel less lively, less meaningful. And as she stands there amidst the noise and laughter, there's a silent longing, a desire to have that familiar partner by her side, making each moment richer. In modern life, think of a woman who regularly attended professional networking events with her partner. She was used to having him by her side, his presence a comforting anchor in a sea of unfamiliar faces. Now, attending alone, she feels a sense of vulnerability she hadn't anticipated. Without his calming influence, she finds herself more reserved, less inclined to strike up conversations or make new connections. She realizes that his absence affects her confidence, her ability to navigate these social waters smoothly. The gatherings that were once enjoyable now feel more like obligations, reminding her of what she's missing. It's a stark reminder of how much one person's presence can affect our comfort and happiness, an insight that speaks to the core of Stoic happiness and the importance of understanding one's emotions, as emphasized in Stoicism today. So what can we learn from this? For men, particularly those striving to embody Stoic principles, it's essential to understand the profound impact you have on those around you, even in seemingly simple settings like social events. Your presence or absence can significantly influence someone's emotional state and perception of happiness. As you embrace Stoic happiness, recognize that while it's crucial to maintain your own sense of peace and self-reliance, being aware of how you affect others can deepen your relationships and add meaning to your social interactions. Share your experiences or simply type Stoic happiness in the comments to let us know you're on this journey with us. Your insights are what keep this community thriving, and together we can continue to explore how Stoicism today shapes our lives in meaningful ways. 9. She experiences routine changes. When a woman begins to feel your absence the most, it's often because of a disruption in her daily routines. As creatures of habit, we naturally find comfort in the familiar patterns of our day-to-day lives, and these patterns often become intertwined with the presence of others. When you step away, the void left behind in her routine becomes more pronounced. It could be something as small as the missing "good morning" text that used to kick-start her day, or as profound as realizing there's no one to share her thoughts with during a quiet dinner after work. These seemingly minor routine changes are, in fact, powerful triggers, serving as constant reminders of your absence. Each time she reaches a moment where you once were, it reinforces the reality that you are no longer there. And this repetition makes the experience of missing you a constant, nagging feeling that she can't quite shake off. The impact of these routine disruptions is rooted in their regularity and the sense of comfort they once provided. Imagine waking up every morning and reaching for a coffee cup that's no longer there. This simple action suddenly feels hollow. The same principle applies to her emotional experience. Every time she faces a moment in her day that you used to fill, it stirs up a sense of incompleteness. This sense of loss can create an emotional imbalance, making her crave the stability and comfort she once felt when you were part of her life. As Marcus Aurelius wisely said, the impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. In other words, these disruptions don't just highlight your absence, they propel her thoughts and emotions toward you more intensely. For high-value men who understand the Stoic mindset, recognizing this psychological dynamic is crucial. Instead of rushing to fill the void, they often choose to ignore these disruptions, allowing the natural longing to take its course. This strategy not only respects her emotional process, but also enhances her awareness of what she truly values. Are you someone who fills her with joy, comfort, and stability? Or are you the one who disrupts her world, challenging her to grow? High-value men understand that being missed is not about causing pain, but about creating a space for genuine realization and appreciation. They trust in the process and embrace the idea that absence can indeed make the heart grow fonder. Have you ever noticed how the absence of someone important in your life can make you realize their true value? It's a powerful thought, isn't it? This is where the Stoic mindset comes into play, reminding us that sometimes the best action is inaction. By stepping back, you allow her to feel your absence deeply, letting her confront the emotions that arise. This isn't about playing games, it's about understanding human psychology and using it to foster deeper connections. As Epictetus said, "We suffer not from the events in our lives, but from our judgment about them." How are you perceiving her absence, and what does it reveal about your own desires and needs? In the end, it's not just about winning her back. It's about winning a victory over your own emotions, a deeper understanding of your own needs, and a more meaningful connection with her. The question is, are you willing to take a step back and let her miss you? How do you handle the changes in routine when someone important steps out of your life? Do you rush to fill the void, or do you sit with the discomfort and allow it to reveal deeper truths about yourself and your relationships? This is the essence of the Stoic mindset, and what separates high-value men from the rest. 10. She compares others to you. Human nature makes us prone to comparison, especially in the realm of relationships, where emotions are raw and experiences are deeply personal. When a woman interacts with other men, whether in a social setting or a budding romantic situation, there is a natural, often subconscious tendency to compare them to the standard you set. This is not about idolizing you or looking down on others. It is about recognizing the unique combination of qualities you brought to her life, qualities she may have taken for granted until they were gone. This psychological comparison can lead to a renewed appreciation for your unique attributes and a stronger sense of missing you. She may find herself reflecting on your sense of humor, the way you listen attentively, your intelligence, or even the little quirky habits that, in retrospect, seem more endearing than annoying. Every time she meets someone new who doesn't have these traits, it reinforces the unique nature of the bond you once shared. Consider this. She meets a new man who is charming and successful, but he doesn't have the same ability to make her laugh that you do. Or perhaps he's attentive, but he lacks the depth of understanding that you provide. These moments of realization are when the longing becomes more intense, not because you're being idealized, but because she sees the stark contrast between what she had and what she's experiencing. This is where Stoic wisdom comes into play. In life, as in relationships, it is essential to appreciate individuals for their unique qualities, rather than looking for exact replicas of past relationships. As Seneca advised, we often suffer more in imagination than in reality. She suffers from this longing because her imagination paints a picture that others cannot replicate. In the complex world of dating and relationships, this psychological tendency serves as a reminder of the profound and lasting impact we can have on others. It is a reflection of the depth and quality of the experiences we create. High-value men, especially those who practice Stoic principles, understand this. They do not seek to be compared. Instead, they focus on becoming the best version of themselves, knowing that true value is not in being the best at everything, but in being irreplaceable in the unique combination of qualities they bring. This mindset is the foundation of Stoic life lessons, which emphasize self-mastery, personal growth, and remaining calm in any situation. So what can we learn from this? In modern life, just as in ancient times, relationships are built on a foundation of unique connections and genuine understanding. Instead of looking back and wondering what went wrong or trying to change to fit someone else's mold, focus on cultivating your own virtues, as the Stoics advise. When she finds herself comparing others to you, it's because you've already made a significant and lasting impression. This is the mark of a high-value man who understands what Stoicism is and lives by the principles of Stoicism. As you navigate your journey, remember that being true to yourself and embodying these Stoic life lessons will naturally set you apart. If this resonates with you and you're looking to up your dating game, don't just sit back and take action. Our free strategy call offers personalized advice on how to meet more women and date with unwavering confidence. Comment below, high-value man, now. 11. She receives kind gestures from others. When she experiences kindness from others, it often triggers a rush of memories about the unique ways you used to show care and affection, stirring up emotions she may not have anticipated. Imagine this. A friend thoughtfully brings her coffee on a busy morning, or a colleague steps in to help her meet a tight deadline, or even a stranger holds the door open with a warm smile. These small, kind gestures are undoubtedly appreciated, but they often pale in comparison to the distinct manner in which you used to show your love and understanding. She might find herself thinking, "This is nice, but it doesn't quite feel the same as when you did it." It's in these subtle, everyday moments that your unique brand of kindness, the way you knew just how to cheer her up on a tough day, the way your words could make her feel valued and understood, or the intuitive way you seemed to know what she needed without her saying a word, begins to resurface in her mind. Your absence starts to feel more profound because what you offered was not just kindness, but a deeply personal connection that spoke to her soul. The ways you showed care were not generic. They were specific, tailored to her, making them irreplaceable. In a way, these moments with others inadvertently highlight what she misses about you, the way you made her feel seen and cherished, in a way that no one else could. It's not that the kindness from others is lacking, but rather it lacks the personal touch that only you could provide. This isn't about devaluing the kindness she receives now, but it's a testament to the special bond and understanding that you two shared. Think about it. When was the last time someone truly knew what you needed without you saying a word? This realization brings forth an important lesson about relationships. It's not always about the grand gestures, but rather the small, thoughtful acts that leave a lasting impression. The psychological trigger here is the irreplaceable nature of genuine care, showing that when love is expressed in unique and thoughtful ways, it creates a deep emotional imprint. It's these irreplaceable, tailored moments of affection that make your presence so distinctly felt in your absence. So, next time you think about what makes a relationship meaningful, consider how you show your care and attention. Are you offering something unique, something memorable, or something that anyone else could provide? Remember, Stoic happiness isn't about seeking grand gestures. It's about appreciating the depth of connection that comes from truly understanding and valuing another person. How can you apply this understanding to your relationships today? Reflect on your own experiences and think about how you might deepen your connections with those around you. By doing so, you not only enhance your Stoic mindset, but also enrich the lives of those you care about, making every moment with you something truly special and unforgettable. This is Stoicism today, where every interaction, every word, and every gesture carries weight, leaving a mark that goes beyond the superficial to touch the very essence of what it means to care for someone deeply. As we've explored in today's video, women often begin to miss you the most when they feel a certain distance or space that allows them to reflect on your value in their lives. This is a fascinating psychological insight, especially when considering how 90% of high-value men respond by choosing to ignore certain behaviors, which only amplifies their attraction. Now that you understand this dynamic, why not start observing these signals in your own life? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Do you believe in the power of creating space, or do you have a different strategy? Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video to keep learning about the intricate psychology of relationships. Remember, at Win Stoic, we're here to help you grow and find happiness through understanding and applying these principles every day. 7 stupid simple ways to drive her nuts about you. High-value men must know. Stoic life lessons. Remember the words of Marcus Aurelius. The best revenge is not to be like your enemy. In relationships, it's not about playing games or acting out of spite. It's about mastering the art of self-control and being the best version of yourself. In today's video, on 7 stupidly simple ways to drive her nuts about you, we're diving into strategies that might surprise you with their simplicity and effectiveness. Have you ever tried a subtle approach that worked wonders? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Let's explore these Stoic life lessons together and see how applying them can bring you both personal growth and happiness. Now let's get started. 1. Hold her accountable before disrespect escalates. One of the biggest mistakes men make is waiting too long to address a woman's disrespectful behavior. They let things slide until the situation becomes unbearable, reaching a point where the disrespect is blatant and overwhelming. But here's the deal. If you want to captivate a woman and keep her intrigued, she needs to know that you're not afraid to hold her accountable at any moment, no matter how good or bad things are in the relationship. Whether the relationship is in a high or low phase, any form of disrespect should be promptly addressed. It's about setting boundaries and maintaining your self-respect. If you ignore disrespect, you're not just allowing her to overstep, you're also signaling that her behavior is acceptable. Now you might wonder, why is this so important? The answer is simple. Women feel secure when they know they're with a man who can assertively call out their bad behavior. Think about it. How can she genuinely respect you if you can't even stand up for yourself and address her actions that make you uncomfortable? If she's acting out and you remain silent, how can she trust you to protect her in more serious situations? Women are incredibly perceptive. They can tell when they are crossing the line. They know when they're testing you, especially if they've been with a man who was assertive and set clear boundaries. When a woman realizes you won't call her out on her behavior, she often sees it as a sign of weakness. In her mind, she starts to categorize you as someone who will tolerate anything for the sake of staying in her good graces, someone who might even compromise his own dignity just for the chance to be close to her. This is where respect begins to erode. Consider this. A woman who's been with a man who always set her straight will quickly recognize when you're not doing the same. In her mind, she's already making comparisons. She might think, that other guy wouldn't let me get away with this. And she starts to lose respect for you. And when respect diminishes, so does her genuine affection. If she still engages with you, it might be out of pity or convenience rather than real attraction or desire. And trust me, no man should settle for being someone's last resort or pity option. You deserve more than to receive half-hearted affection or pity booty, as some might call it. No one wants to be in a relationship where the other person is just going through the motions, offering up their time and intimacy out of a sense of obligation rather than genuine passion. You need to ask yourself, am I okay with being in a relationship built on pity? As a high-value man, you should seek a relationship filled with mutual respect and enthusiasm. You should want a partner who is genuinely excited to be with you, someone who is energized by your presence, and not just offering herself to you out of guilt or pity. If you find yourself settling for anything less, it's time to look in the mirror and ask, am I truly living up to my potential? Don't settle for less than you deserve. A woman is most attracted to a man who respects himself enough to demand respect from her in return. And remember, this isn't just about demanding respect. It's about maintaining a standard of mutual respect that fosters Stoic happiness and a fulfilling relationship. Think about Stoicism today and how it teaches us to remain grounded and true to our values. Would a Stoic man allow disrespect to go unchecked? Would he compromise his principles just to avoid conflict? Absolutely not. A Stoic remains firm, calm, and principled, even in the face of challenging situations. So, the next time you encounter disrespect, don't hesitate to address it firmly and respectfully. By doing so, you not only maintain your self-respect, but also build a deeper connection with her based on mutual understanding and respect. How do you think maintaining this balance affects the dynamic of your relationship? Can you see how addressing issues directly can lead to Stoic happiness and a more fulfilling connection? Remember, every action you take defines the boundaries of your relationship. Set them wisely and with purpose, and you'll see the respect and attraction grow in ways you never thought possible. Comment, I agree, if you resonate with this perspective, or I don't think so, if you have a different opinion. 2. Master sexual discipline and drive her crazy. One of the most effective yet overlooked ways to drive her absolutely nuts about you is by mastering your desires, specifically your lust. This doesn't mean shutting off your attraction or denying your feelings, but rather cultivating a sense of sexual discipline that places you above the fray of men who are enslaved by their urges. Think of it like this. A man controlled by his lust is like a ship without a captain, drifting aimlessly in the stormy seas of desire. No woman respects a man who is so easily swayed, who is perceived as weak or desperate. The truth is, many women look at these men and see nothing more than playthings, temporary distractions with no substance or depth. The Instagram models whose egos are inflated by likes and comments are just a reflection of how many men have lost sight of their own value. It's not their fault. It's yours for giving them that power over you. When you allow yourself to be so easily drawn in by your desires, you inadvertently lower your value in her eyes. You become just another like, just another face in the crowd of men vying for her attention. You're no longer seen as a person, but as a number, a faceless fan who adds to her ego without demanding anything of substance in return. This dynamic doesn't just diminish your value in her eyes, it diminishes your self-respect. A Stoic life lesson teaches us that true strength lies in self-control. As Marcus Aurelius wisely noted, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. By exercising control over your desires, you elevate yourself to a new level of respect and admiration. Suddenly, you're not just another guy doing cartwheels to impress her. You're the man who could take it or leave it. And this, gentleman, is precisely what drives women wild. Why? Because you've shifted the power dynamic. You've become the man who values himself, his time and his energy too much to waste on fleeting desires. Now, she finds herself wanting to prove her worth to you, to gain your attention and approval. The game has changed. This isn't about playing hard to get. It's about genuinely understanding your worth and refusing to settle for less. When you practice this form of Stoic detachment, you force her to engage with you on your terms. Suddenly, the bargaining price is higher. She's willing to do more, to show more, to be more, just to earn your affection. Remember, men, leverage in any relationship is about maintaining your frame. It's about knowing that your value doesn't come from her approval, but from your self-discipline and self-respect. Women are naturally drawn to this kind of confidence. They respect men who aren't thirsty for validation, who don't need to sleep with every girl they see just to feel like a man. Instead, these men have channeled their energy into personal growth, fitness, and self-improvement. They're the ones you see in the gym every day, building not just their bodies, but their minds and spirits as well. They're the ones who don't need to hug every girl they meet, who aren't desperately seeking affection, because they understand that true power lies in restraint. The man she respects and desires is the man who doesn't need to chase her to feel fulfilled. He's the man who is comfortable in his skin, who understands his worth, and who knows that any woman who wants to be a part of his life needs to bring more to the table than just a pretty face. As Epictetus once said, "Wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants." By wanting less, by needing less, and by practicing self-discipline, you become infinitely more valuable. So, start today by embracing this Stoic mindset, understanding what Stoicism truly means, taking control of your mind and desires, and watch how the world, and the women in it, begin to see you differently. 3. Make her compete for your time and attention. To truly drive her nuts about you, she must always feel a need to compete for your time and attention. This doesn't mean you never spend time with her or neglect her needs. Rather, it means she should never feel like she has all of you, no matter how long you've been together. It's about creating a dynamic where your presence is a privilege, not a given. Think about it. If she knows she has you all the time, where's the challenge, the thrill? When a woman senses that she must continually earn your time and affection, it keeps the relationship alive, vibrant, and full of excitement. In my own experience, I have a main girl, but we only see each other on weekends. My schedule is fixed, Saturday night to Monday morning. This routine isn't just a temporary thing, it's a long-term strategy. Why? Because to be a man that women find irresistible, you must always be on a journey, always working on something that fuels your passion and ambition. The moment you become too available, too predictable, the mystery fades. You become routine, and with routine comes boredom. And believe me, there's nothing that kills attraction faster than boredom. A predictable man is a boring man, and a boring man is not someone a woman is going to go crazy over. Excitement, uncertainty, these are the sparks that ignite desire. Call it what you want. Some might even label it as toxic, but this is human nature, the way we're wired. Women are naturally drawn to men who challenge them, who keep them guessing, who aren't an open book. This doesn't mean treating her poorly or playing mind games. It means maintaining a level of unpredictability in your behavior, your plans, your intentions. It means showing her that being with you is not a right, but a privilege she has to earn through her own actions and commitment. To drive her nuts about you, you need to be that man who has his own life, his own pursuits, his own passions. She needs to see that your world doesn't revolve around her, and that if she wants to be a part of your life, she must add value to it. And this isn't about manipulation. It's about maintaining a healthy balance where both partners are continually investing in the relationship. A woman who feels like she has to work for your attention will value it more, and the relationship becomes stronger as a result. Ask yourself, how do you maintain that sense of mystery and excitement in your relationship? How do you keep her feeling like she needs to win you over every day? Remember, Stoic happiness isn't about playing games or being aloof. It's about understanding the dynamics of desire and human connection. Stoicism today teaches us that we should not be overly attached or give all of ourselves away, but instead remain grounded in our purpose and values. By keeping her on her toes, you're not just creating a sense of intrigue. You're also ensuring that the relationship continues to grow and evolve. A woman who feels she needs to compete for your time is a woman who will never take you for granted. She will appreciate your presence more, respect your time, and put in the effort to keep the relationship thriving. So, stay focused on your own journey, pursue your own goals, and let her see that being with you is a journey worth taking. Because when she feels this way, she won't just be with you, she'll be obsessed with you, captivated by the man you are and the man you're becoming. And that, my friend, is the key to Stoic happiness and a fulfilling relationship in the context of Stoicism today. And if you've resonated with this message, drop a comment below or simply type "be hard to get" to let us know your thoughts. Your feedback is the fuel that drives us to bring you more insights into the Stoic mindset. 4. Never make love. Now, I know some of you might resist this idea, but I want to make love to her, to show her my affection. Let's be real here, gentlemen. If you've ever flipped through a romantic novel, not the Hollywood-style love stories, but those novels women secretly devour, you'll see a different picture. The truth is, women aren't looking for soft, predictable romance. They crave excitement, passion, a touch of the unpredictable. Think about the character they fantasize about, the rugged, confident man who knows what he wants and isn't afraid to take it. That's what they desire, not some overly sentimental script straight out of a romantic comedy. Women are wired to seek that thrill, the edge that keeps their adrenaline pumping. When you start indulging in that mushy, lovey-dovey stuff, you're essentially paving the way for her mind to wander. Wander where? To Chad, the muscular guy at the gym who exudes raw masculinity, or Tyrone, who walks with a swagger and a purpose. It's a natural instinct when a woman starts fantasizing about someone else. You're losing her, bit by bit. You can almost sense it, can't you? Her attention drifting, her excitement dulling. It's only a matter of time before she's emotionally or physically led to another man. That's why making love, at least in the conventional sense, isn't your best strategy. You need to be her fixer-upper, the one she turns to for a raw, intense connection, not a bedtime story. When she comes to you, she should feel that electrifying rush, the feeling of being on the edge, ready to be consumed by something powerful and primal. This isn't about playing games. It's about understanding what truly drives attraction at a fundamental level. Women don't want the soft approach all the time. They want to feel alive, to be challenged, to be with a man who makes them feel their heart racing. That's the essence of keeping her interested. Maybe, just maybe, make love when she's vulnerable, when she needs comfort, but even then, keep it minimal, almost as a rare gesture. But for the most part, she wants that thrill, that intensity. This isn't about disrespect or being crude, it's about tapping into a psychological and emotional reality. Any man who understands women, who really understands what makes them tick, will tell you the same thing. Women are drawn to a man who can be both a challenge and a comfort. They need that intensity, that passion. Remember Marcus Aurelius's words, "The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts." If you're thinking like a man who is strong, confident, and unapologetically himself, that's the color your interactions will take on. Women are drawn to men who can make them feel deeply and intensely. This isn't something to shy away from embracing. Read those novels they read, understand their fantasies, and see where you fit into that picture. It's about knowing what they desire at their core. When you learn this, you're not just playing a part. You're embodying a powerful Stoic life lesson, understanding desire, not being swayed by superficial norms, and holding true to what you know women really crave. This is what makes a man irresistible, what makes her come back for more, over and over again. So, be that man unshakable, confident, and fully aware of what drives true attraction. 5. Be romantic unexpectedly. To truly captivate a woman's attention, you have to break away from the predictable patterns that most men fall into. Think about it. Many guys, especially those who lack confidence or feel unsure about their value, try to win a woman over by being overly predictable. They shower her with affection or gifts at regular intervals like clockwork, thinking this consistency shows devotion. But in reality, this predictability kills the excitement. Women crave spontaneity, that thrilling uncertainty that keeps them guessing. So, how do you tap into this? Be romantic unexpectedly. Don't let your acts of love and kindness be something she can mark on her calendar. Surprise her when she least expects it. Imagine this. She's been wonderful, supportive and loving. She's been there for you, cooking your favorite meals, giving you those much-needed back rubs after a long day. And then, out of nowhere, you say, "Pack your bags. We're going to Europe this weekend." Or, "Guess what? I've planned a little getaway for us, all expenses paid." That kind of unexpected romance, it's intoxicating. It drives her wild because it's not something she sees coming, it's something she feels she has earned through her love and care. This isn't about being flashy or reckless with your money. It's about creating moments that stir up emotion, moments that she will treasure because they feel earned and meaningful. Women love romance. There's no denying that. But what they don't love is when it becomes mundane, something they can predict down to the day and time. Routine romance loses its charm. It becomes another item on a to-do list rather than a spontaneous gesture that comes from the heart. When a woman is genuinely contributing to your life, being there for you and showing her value, that's when you surprise her with something special. It doesn't have to be grand or expensive every time. Sometimes it's the little things, the small tokens of appreciation that make her feel valued and cherished. And let's be clear, being generous or romantic doesn't make you a simp. You become a simp when you give without her earning it, when you shower her with things that require no effort or commitment on her part. It's not about withholding love. It's about ensuring that your affection is matched with effort and sincerity from her side. And here's where a lot of people misunderstand the idea of the red pill. It's not about being cold or cruel to women. It's about understanding dynamics, knowing that mutual respect comes from a balance of give and take. When you understand this, you'll see that keeping a woman's interest isn't about constant appeasement. It's about giving her something to strive for. A woman who knows she has to earn your affection, who knows that your acts of kindness and love come from a place of genuine appreciation for what she brings to the table, will value you far more than if you're always there, always giving, with nothing required of her in return. If you're always buying her gifts or doing nice things right from the start, without her having shown any effort or commitment, she might appreciate it momentarily, but it won't last. She might tolerate it, but eventually the lack of challenge, the absence of needing to earn your validation, will bore her. But if you're the kind of man who knows when to be generous, who knows when to surprise her, who knows the value of unpredictability, then you're the kind of man who keeps her constantly thinking, constantly intrigued, and constantly engaged. So ask yourself, are you being too predictable in your romance? Are you giving without ensuring it's earned? Consider the thrill of unexpected moments and how they can breathe new life into your relationships. 6. Never show jealousy. Listen up, my friend, because this is where so many guys trip up. Women are looking for a man who is solid, unshaken by their emotional ups and downs. Jealousy, at its core, is about insecurity. It's when you're not confident in who you are or where you stand with her, leading you to obsess over what she's doing when you're not around. But understand this clearly. Showing jealousy doesn't make you look protective. It makes you look insecure. It's like saying, "I'm not sure I'm good enough for you, so I'm worried you might find someone better." That's not the Stoic mindset we're aiming for here. A high-value man, someone who embodies the win Stoic philosophy, knows his worth and doesn't need to constantly check up on his partner to feel secure. Now, this doesn't mean you tolerate disrespect. Let's get one thing straight. If she's openly flirting with another guy in front of you, or if she's crossing boundaries, that's not something you just brush off. That's not jealousy, that's disrespect, plain and simple. And a high-value man doesn't entertain disrespect. If she steps out of line like that, you don't get emotional, you don't start a fight. You simply walk away. You make it clear that you don't need to prove anything or seek validation from her actions. "Okay, it was nice knowing you," is all you need to say as you calmly show her the door. This is what it means to live with a Stoic mindset, focusing on what you can control and letting go of what you can't. But jealousy? That's a whole different game, and it's one you should never play. Jealousy is when you start suspecting her without any real proof, snooping through her phone or interrogating her about her whereabouts. It's wasted energy. It's letting your insecurities drive your actions. A woman respects a man who is so focused on his own growth and purpose that he doesn't have the time or inclination to play detective. Think about it. Why waste your energy worrying about what she might be doing when you could use that same energy to become a better version of yourself? Isn't it more powerful to work on becoming the kind of man who naturally attracts loyalty and respect? Marcus Aurelius once said, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one." Apply that here. Don't waste your time overthinking her actions. Instead, live your life in such a way that she would never even consider looking elsewhere. And if she does, you let her go. There's no drama, no begging, no pleading. You simply move on, knowing that you bring enough value to the table that she will be the one regretting her choices. The key to a Stoic approach in relationships is to maintain your inner peace and strength. If she ever brings disrespect into your life, you act decisively not out of anger or fear, but from a place of self-respect. Can you see the difference? It's not about being passive or letting things slide. It's about being so confident in who you are that you don't need to seek validation or reassurance from her. You're secure in yourself, and because of that, you are able to walk away without a second thought when the line is crossed. So the next time you're tempted to question what she's doing or who she's with, ask yourself, is this the Stoic path, or am I letting my insecurities get the best of me? Remember, the best way to drive her nuts about you is to show that you are unshakable, that you value yourself enough not to play games or get caught up in petty emotions. Be the man who is so focused on his own growth and purpose that he doesn't need to control or monitor anyone else. Are you ready to embody this Stoic mindset and live as a high-value man? The choice is yours. Share your experiences or simply type Stoic happiness in the comments to let us know you're on this journey with us. Your insights are what keep this community thriving, and together we can continue to explore how Stoicism today shapes our lives in meaningful ways. 7. Walk away from her at least once. In life, demonstrating your willingness to walk away from a woman, even just once, can be one of the most powerful moves you make. No woman, no matter how drawn she may be to you, will truly fall in love if she senses that you are never willing to end things when necessary. This is where the essence of Stoic happiness and Stoicism today comes into play. Women will often test your resolve. It's almost inevitable. At some point, regardless of how feminine or supportive she might appear, she will challenge your boundaries. This moment is critical because it's when you must show her that you are serious about your principles. She might do something disrespectful, or she might push you to see if you'll stand your ground. Your response should be clear and resolute. You walk away. For some women, this is enough. A single instance of standing firm can solidify your position in her eyes. Truly feminine women, those who respect a man's strength and values, understand this well. They know that a man who values his boundaries is one to be valued himself. However, for those who constantly test the waters, especially the more dominant personalities, you may need to demonstrate your willingness to leave more than once. These are the types who might even thrive on a man's departure as a game, a test of their power over him. But here's the truth. You don't want to engage in a constant power struggle. You're not looking for a thrill seeker. You're looking for a woman who appreciates a strong, stoic man, a man who knows his worth and who isn't afraid to enforce his boundaries. When you tell her it's over because she's crossed the line, mean it. Walking away isn't about waiting for her to beg for you back. It's about you moving forward, knowing that you stood up for your values. Don't walk away and then start counting the days of no contact, hoping she will miss you. That's not truly walking away. That's employing a tactic with the expectation of a reward. True strength, true stoic happiness, comes from the ability to walk away and keep walking without looking back. Women recognize the power in a man who will not compromise his principles, and when a woman knows that if she disrespects you or your boundaries, you won't hesitate to leave, she will be far less likely to test those boundaries again. This certainty in your actions is what makes you a high-value man, someone who demands respect through his actions, not his words. Now think about your daily life. How often do you let minor transgressions slide because you fear losing someone's favor? This isn't just about romantic relationships. It applies to friendships, work, and all areas of your life. Imagine a scenario where you're at work and a colleague continually undermines you or takes credit for your ideas. You address it once, calmly and professionally, but if it continues, do you just accept it, or do you stand your ground, showing that you won't tolerate disrespect? The principle is the same. Walking away or choosing to disengage from situations or people who don't respect your boundaries shows strength of character and self-worth. It communicates that you value yourself too much to allow repeated disrespect. In relationships, this approach fosters respect and admiration because it shows you are not afraid to be alone rather than compromise your values. So let me ask you, are you willing to walk away when your boundaries are crossed, or do you find yourself making excuses, hoping things will change without action? Remember, Stoicism today teaches us that our happiness and peace come from within, not from external validation or the fear of loss. Stand firm, know your worth, and don't be afraid to walk away when necessary. In the end, you'll find that this is not just about commanding respect from others, but also about respecting yourself enough to demand it. And there you have it, guys, 7 incredibly straightforward yet powerful ways to make her absolutely crazy about you. By focusing on these simple strategies, you can build deeper connections and become the high-value man who effortlessly captures her attention. Remember, these aren't just tactics. They are grounded in Stoic life lessons that promote self-awareness, confidence, and authenticity. So why not start applying them to your daily life and see the difference for yourself? Share your thoughts and experiences in the comments below. What's worked for you, or what are you excited to try? Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Win Stoic for more practical insights on personal growth and happiness. See you next time, guys.